I upgraded to PlayStation Plus Premium, so you don't have to. Welcome to Mike Techs It Out. I'm Mike and I am here with the PS5, of course, and we are here with the brand new PlayStation Plus Premium tier, which by the time this video goes up, it'll be like 2 days old, but it's brand new to me. It's Monday when I'm recording this video, okay? So if you're not familiar, Sony has released their new PlayStation Plus tiers, which is similar to like Microsoft's Game Pass service. It's basically a subscription service where you get a certain amount of games along with the service for a monthly or an annual fee. Right now, PlayStation Plus is still gonna be $60 a year, and that's basically gonna give you the ability to play online, and you get your free games every month, the normal. Then you step up to extra and you get a selection of PS4 and PS5 games that you can play. And then premium, you get the PS4, PS5 games, plus you get PS3 via streaming, PS2, PS1, and PSP games, which can be downloaded or streamed. Also, you get access to game trials. The extra tier is $100 annually. The premium tier is $120. Right now, if you go to the PS Plus menu on the console, they will give you a prorated amount to upgrade for the remainder of your subscription. So like for me, the extra tier was an extra $31 for the remainder of my subscription, or I could have got premium for $47, so I opted to go with premium, and my subscription runs out on March 28th. So it's gonna convert it for the remainder of my subscription. If I don't cancel, it's automatically gonna renew at $120 for the next year, so I don't wanna do that. So if you do the upgrade and you don't wanna keep it, just make sure that you go in and cancel it. So with that out of the way, I just wanna dive in here and kind of go over what's available in this premium tier, see if it's worth this $120. Now, I did look around a little bit and I already went ahead and downloaded Demon's Souls earlier, but I haven't had a chance to deep dive into it because I was working today. So let's do it together. All right, so I'm just gonna go to the game catalog. Let's see what we got here. So these are gonna be our more modern titles. So right off the bat, we got Miles Morales, we got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I already owned. I already own both of these. We got Demon's Souls, which I didn't have, so I am going to be trying that. NBA 2K22. I don't really play those games. Ghost of Tsushima. Actually, I didn't have that game, so I am going to go ahead and actually download this now. It does give you the option to stream some of the games as well for PS4 and PS5. There are a couple games up here that I already didn't have that are up here, so that's pretty cool. Games that I'm interested in that I probably wouldn't purchase otherwise, and that's kind of the value of this thing. So there's Red Dead Redemption 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, we have these two on other platforms. There's a Naruto game, I don't really play those either. Spider-Man, we already have that, and I already finished it. Returnal, I actually have this already too. Same thing with Mortal Kombat. Death Stranding, I have the PC version. Horizon, I have that, we already have this. The Crew 2, Injustice 2, Control's literally been on everything. I'm pretty sure, I already have the PC version of it, but yeah, it's been everywhere. So Final Fantasy 15, we already have that anyway. Overcooked 2, have that on PC. Arkham Knight, Days Gone, we already have that. I'm pretty sure these were free at some point for PS Plus. Fallout 4, we already have that. Infamous Second Son, I already have this. Fallout 76, I have that on PC. These are not bad games. This was actually just free on Epic Games Store on PC, so I actually just got this last week for free. Yeah, a lot of these games, like City of Skylines, I just gotten on PC. Same thing with South Park. Far Cry 4, I also have that on PC. Doom is also on Game Pass because of the Bethesda games. And I also already own the PC version of it. The other South Park game, which I also have, 10.2 Remastered, we already have this. Not on PlayStation, we have this on PC and on Switch. Soul Calibur 6. These are not bad games. Obviously, the longer we go down, the more it's getting into like the indie games. Infamous, I already have. I gotta stop saying I already have this, but that's kind of what it feels like just going through this list. Everybody's Golf, I heard this was actually pretty fun. I might download that. The Last Guardian, I guess we got this at some point too. So yeah, it's just a bunch of things that aren't bad, but a lot of games that we already have. Looking at the more modern games, Prey isn't bad, we have that as well. Uncharted, that reminds me, I was reading an article today on Engadget, and apparently there are going to be certain PS4 games that aren't going to be available on the extra tier, and the Uncharted collection was one of them. So I don't know if that was an error or if it's just going to be like the premium tier gets certain PS4 games, because it made it seem like the PS4 and PS5 games are going to be the same between the extra and the premium tier, so might have to look more into that. But yeah, the last thing I read was like the Uncharted collection was not available in the extra tier, which I find weird because it's definitely not a new game, and it's definitely been like super cheap, so that's kind of a weird one. All right, AO Tennis. Some of these games are starting to get to some of the games I haven't heard of before. I've heard of Trackmania, but we already have that. Battle for the Grid. We have this. I believe it's on Game Pass. I don't know if it's been removed already, but there's a little bit of overlap here. It's Uncharted Lost Legacy, Knack, which I downloaded, but I never played it. Shenmue 3, and was curious about this, so I might be checking that out. Soma. So, I mean, going through here, especially getting to down to this bottom part, it's not a bad lineup. It's just, since a lot of these games are older, I feel like I've already either played them or I have them on other platforms. Or they're already on Game Pass, or they've been free for either PlayStation Plus or like the Epic Game Store or on Xbox. This is me speaking as someone who also has an Xbox and a PC, so it's might not be the same for someone that just has a PlayStation. So this is me just kind of going through the newer games. I don't recognize a lot of these games. I've heard of Thomas Was Alone before, and obviously Tron. Eagle Flight, I believe, is a VR game. I can't remember if this is also on PC. I'm pretty sure it is, and I'm pretty sure I had it or played it. Yeah, PSVR. So there's that. Virginia, I have on PC. I've never played that game, and I bought it for like $2. I've been meaning to for a long time, but I heard it was very good. Bound was a PS Plus game. It's a Harvest Moon game. We got a Marvel Puzzle Quest. We got Mahjong. So yeah, we're really starting to get in the weeds here. Death Stranding. I thought Death Stranding was higher up. Then we finally make it to the bottom. So here we got Tetris Effect Connected, which I already have. Res Infinite. These are both VR games. So there are some VR games if you still have a PSVR headset. There's also Star Wars Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2, which we already have these on PC. So that's kind of that for the new game. So this is Death Stranding Director's Cut that's at the top, the PS5 version. So I'd be tempted to download this just because I don't have the Director's Cut on PC and I don't want to pay the upgrade price for it. I've already have it up here. So something else I might check out. So really the top is where you get the newest games, and of course the further we go down, you know, the more obscure it gets. With this new lineup, I think it's really going to depend on how many of these games that you already have. Like for me, I upgraded because I was curious about it, and I'm curious to see what games they add. Like Stray is going to be up here day one. I do want to play that game. So I'm curious to see what other games that they put up here day one, if they strike any other deals. They already said their new games are going to be up here day one. Like for instance, New Horizons not up here. And you know, that game is not even new anymore. It's still new, but you know, we'll have to see what the game lineup looks like. This is not a bad lineup. It's just a lot of stuff that I already own, especially someone who's a PS5 owner, and there's not like a lot of PS5 games. This to me really isn't adding much value because someone who's had a PS5, especially if they've had it since around launch or over a year at this point, then they're probably going to have a lot of these games. So let's hop into the classic games so we can kind of see what's up here. So we're here in our classic games section. So we got some of the Jack games. We got Dark Cloud, we got Ape Escape 2, Rogue Galaxy. I'm going to be honest, I haven't heard of a lot of these games. I heard of Red Faction, Star Wars Racer Revenge, I've never even heard of. Of course, Jack and Dexter, and Jack X Combat Racing I've heard of. These games I've never heard of. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, Dark Cloud 2, Hot Shot Tennis Siren, Toy Story 2, Oddworld, of course I heard of, Hot Shots Golf, IQ, Ape Escape, Echo Chrome, Resident Evil's Director's Cut, Wild Arms, and Siphon Filter. So these are the PSP, PlayStation, and PS2 games. They're on the service right now. So let's check out what we got for PS3. These are going to be streaming only. So we got God of War Ascension, RE4, Ratchet & Clank, Crack in Time, God of War 2, Batman Arkham Origins, which is not the best one of those games, Devil May Cry HD Collection, Saints Row 2, Darkstalkers, Ratchet & Clank Future Quest for Booty, Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus, Infamous 2. I'd love to go back and play Infamous 1 and 2. Tokyo Jungle, Injustice, another Ratchet & Clank, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, Resident Evil 4, and Code Veronica. So they have some decent games for PS3, I just wish that at least on PS5 you were able to just download them, because I've never really tried the streaming for PS3, and I'm going to make that a different video because I don't want this video to be super long. But yeah, some of these I'll be interested in going back and playing. But if the streaming portion doesn't hold up, then this whole catalog is not going to be worth it. And I think there's probably going to be some people who don't have great internet where this is not really going to be worth it to them. I guess that's why they have the extra tier. And then of course they have, I think there's like the deluxe tier for countries that don't have, or where they don't offer streaming services. So just like with the main selection of games, the further we go down, it's just more obscure stuff. But the PS3 collection isn't bad. It's just there's Infamous finally. Why don't these have artwork? Especially this one. This is God of War HD. Oh, Resistance 3, man. I loved all the Resistance games. It's like a guilty pleasure. And why are these so far down? Like Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3. It's kind of a little bit weird, but that's Sony. So I guess this isn't like the other ones. There were some bigger games hidden down here at the bottom. Devil May Cry 4, Dark Void. You know, I always wanted to try this. Never actually played it. Oh, Dynasty Warriors. It's the same thing over and over again, but I love Dynasty Warriors. All right. Of course, Ninja Gaiden 3, TOA 5, Last Round, Red Dead Redemption. See, this would be a good way to go back and explore, like Red Dead Redemption. And then, of course, we got Star Wars games. So that's what we got for PS3. Again, it's not a bad selection. I just think the streaming thing is what makes it like, eh. Like if you don't have good internet, that's really going to be a useless feature. Oh boy, let's check out my new favorite thing. So we also have the game trials, and this is something that they keep advertising for the premium tier. So let's see actually how this works. Enjoy the limited trial of the full game. Decide to buy the game or download a different trial. Okay, so let's view what games they have on trial. Wow. Forbidden West. I'm curious to see how 5-hour trial. That's actually not bad. You know what? I will give them that. 5 hours is kind of a lot of time to decide if you want to buy a game or not. So I will give them kudos on that. Like a 5-hour trial is pretty good. So this one is 2 hours. So it seems like it's going to differ. Do we really need a trial for Cyberpunk? 5 hours. No thanks. TK22, 2-hour trial. I guess I understand now there is more of a value to it than I initially thought. Like 2 hours to 5-hour trials aren't bad. Let's see what we got for Hot Wheels. Are they greedy? They're greedy. They gave us 2 hours. Lego Undercover Cities, also 2-hour trial. So this is interesting. This trial thing is interesting. These are all the trials, I guess. MotoGP. Yeah, I figured this would be 2 hours. I'm like, you know, once you got 2 hours of that game, then that's like half the game. So I'll give them this. So a game that's narrative heavy like Cyberpunk and Horizon, it makes sense to do like a 5-hour trial, because at that point, if someone's gonna buy it, they're probably gonna be sucked into the story and they're gonna want to finish it. So I think it makes sense. Whereas like, you know, a more actiony or arcadey game to do 2 hours makes sense for that type of game. This one kind of makes sense to be 2 hours since it's already a cheaper game, but still, like, it's like a collection. You could have given us a little bit more time. The other thing I'm wondering is this going to be the full game? Are you downloading the full game? Let me try Horizon Forbidden West. Oh, ouch. View details. Luckily, I added that 1 terabyte. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it just downloads the full game, which I guess makes sense. So when you purchase it, then you just already have the full game installed. That kind of sucks. I mean, I guess it's good if you want to keep the game, but if you just want to try the game, you gotta download like 80 gigs just to try it. It's like, eh. Also with the Sony first party games, it's kind of a weird proposition, because like, what if I buy Horizon Forbidden West now, and then, I don't know, 3 months later it's on the service? They really haven't given us a time frame of when their newer games will be on the service, so I don't know how to feel about it. Overall, after kind of going through the games, I don't think it's awful. It is cheaper than Game Pass. It's just, I wish they'd be more transparent about what games are going to be on the service when. Also, the game trials thing is kind of a weak sell. Like, yes, I understand you get these longer trials, which is cool, but the game selection right now is like super limited. And then they make you download the full game, which I think is stupid, especially on a system that has like 800 something gigs of hard drive space out of the box. The PS3 streaming thing, I'm not too hot about. I feel like looking through those PS3 games, I got excited because there's a lot of stuff I wanted to play. But if the streaming sucks, then I feel like that's a waste of the premium tier. Like at that point, you might as well just get the extra. If you don't have good internet, you might as well get extra. So I really want to do a deep dive on the PS3 streaming. Again, that's probably gonna be a separate video, but I think it's really gonna come down to if you already own these games or not. If you already own these games, there's really not gonna be much value for you here, especially with the PS3 being streaming only and the PS1, PS2, and PSP library being so limited right now. There's not really a whole lot outside of those games. But let me know what you think. Have you upgraded to either the extra premium tier, or are you still waiting it out to see what's gonna be up there? I'm bringing this video to a conclusion, but if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to get notified when I drop a video, and always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.